Welcome back. We continue our coverage of the killing on Canebrake trial. We're joined live right now by our legal analysts, Grant Varner, Kim Varner, prominent defense attorneys here in Greenville. Gentlemen, welcome back. You're here with us for this entire trial here. It's a high-profile trial with a lot of twists and turns. You're with us for the Murdaugh trial every day for 6 weeks. We'll see how long this one lasts, but you'll be with us, so thank you again for joining us. Grant, let's begin with you. We now have a jury seated. Finally. This trial was supposed to start last month. We weren't able to get enough jurors, but even today, we had less than half of the jury who were then sent out. Only half showed up, but we have a jury seated.
Finally. Yeah. So, I was there this morning. Kim was there this morning on other cases. ABC is there. Fox Carolina's there. Court TV is there. Somebody was flying a drone around the courthouse. And only half of the summons jurors showed up. Go figure. Oh, and I know we talked about it the other day. Super Bowl Sunday just came and went. I suspect there were a lot of call-ins this morning, just couldn't make it. But fortunately, they were able to get together, and from the 105, 106 people that actually did show up today, we have a jury impaneled. And so now we're at the stage where we're seeing motions being argued, pretrial motions. Oh, it's finally underway. We might actually see this trial get up and going at this point.
But Kim, right now it hasn't necessarily started just yet. They're going through some pretrial motions. What's taking place here, and what have you been able to see? Because the big focus now is, are they going to allow in some evidence regarding the arrest and charges against Christina Parcells' fiance, Bradley Post?
The beginning of a trial is about setting the strategy of your case, both on the prosecution and the defense point of view. The solicitor, Walt Wilkins, filed a motion to limit anything on the deceased woman's cell phone and also any criminal records of her boyfriend. What he is attempting to do is, first, in regard to her cell phone records, that leads into the boyfriend to a certain extent, but also it makes his victim much less sympathetic, which is good for the defense. He also wants to eliminate an alternative theory. He anticipates, and I would anticipate it also, that the defense is going to say, not my guy, but him. He's got a better motive. He's got a reason. And by eliminating that evidence, he's cut one of their possible defenses away. And it remains to be seen which way the judge is going to rule. This judge is a fairly new judge. I think he came on the bench in approximately May or June of last year. He's a very serious judge. He does his research. He will go back and check case law. He's going to make a decision, not shooting from the hip, but from reading and understanding the law. That may take a little while. That's why he took it under advisement tonight, to make sure he makes the right decision. But I think he will give a fair trial, but he's pretty tight in how a trial is conducted.
And Grant, it's one of those things where we've talked about some of this evidence that may be factored into this trial. How crucial could this be if the judge does allow some of this evidence in that the defense says they have in regards to the victim's fiance?
So if this evidence is allowed in, I certainly see the defense making the argument alternate killer. This could be the guy. He's got more reason to kill her than the current named defendant. He was in a relationship with her. She's in this contested custody battle with the father of her child. And if some of the things that they are accused of doing are in fact true, then that's a great reason to get rid of her, to separate himself from what's going on in her life so he can avoid spending the rest of his life in jail. It's a great alternative theory, and certainly a lot of episodes of Matlock and Perry Mason, they spent a lot of time searching for alternate. We know O.J. looked for the real killer until the day he passed. Certainly it's a great maneuver, but if the judge blocks introduction of that, you've really cut off the defense's vehicle to get there and introduce this evidence.
Kim, what would be the planning now stages when it comes to opening statements? We are expecting those likely tomorrow. The judge will get back tomorrow morning, consider some of these motions, hear others, but opening statements, when we get to that point, what should we anticipate?
I believe we will reach them tomorrow. It may not be early in the morning because there may be several other motions, but in opening statements, you're setting the tone. Now, again, that's limited by whatever this particular judge, Judge Fant, thinks is fair game in opening statements. Some judges are very, very tight. Some will give you leeway. This is a very serious case. It's a murder case. I think there will be some leeway, but what the prosecution will be doing is setting the tone. of how vicious this was. 30 stabbings. How perverted it was in terms of the rose petal. He's going to go into things that will shock people's conscience sitting on the jury, to get them to listen and to pay attention and to believe in what a heinous situation this was. And there will be hints at what he's going to produce, what the evidence is. By contrast, the defense will come out with, he's a Juilliard person. He is an excellent concert pianist. There's no reason he would do this. And if, depending on which way the judge rules, they will go into the other facts of the case to create reasonable doubt. Defense lawyers are not going to prove anyone's innocent, but they find reasonable doubt. And he wants to cast that question in the juror's mind when they start, so that they're looking for it. Kind of like years ago, the little lady that always looked at the Wendy's burger and says, "Where's the beef?" He gets the jurors to go, "Where's the proof?"
Okay.
Common sense is not filling in the blanks. Common sense is asking tough questions as jurors.
All right. Well, you guys be with us every step of the way. Thank you so much for your insight. As always, we'll plan to see you tomorrow. Grant Varner, Kim Varner, thank you so much.
Thank you.